Hey everybody, welcome back to Explain 11 and welcome to freaking Glitchfest 2017. This is the B-17, the B-52 mothership carrying my X-15. So I'm doing it today. I'm giving it a shot. If you guys haven't seen it, I have a video where I take the X-15 up to 5 million feet and somewhat bring it down in an effort to break the game, which I did. That video is my most viewed video by a factor of 7, I think. So I decided to give this a shot. I am going to try to fly to the moon. The moon, so again, I went to 5 million feet in this X-15. The moon is 1.26 billion feet away. So, yeah, not close. Oh my god, that B-52 is glitching out like crazy. It's insane. Let's get the instrument clickable. I'm going to keep that on, actually, just as a handicap here. So let's get the APU started, generator, inverter, battery should be on, I think. Avionics should be on.
TCAS alert.
What else do we got? Test, alright. Yeah, this does not have a very functional interior, but it does have a few things that we gotta be mindful of, and I cannot figure out how to get this thing to not starve of oxygen. So I'm gonna have to be going in and out of the plane frequently just to make sure I have oxygen to breathe. Dude, seriously, B-52, we're out of here. This is freaking ridiculous. Let's get this thing going. Okay. Okay, so just like the... Oh, maybe get the gear up. Just like the last time, we're going to have to constantly refuel this thing. But the other thing we got to do is we got to find the moon. So let's do a little God mode action and advance time here. There's the moon. So let's get this thing going straight up. And let's see what happens with X-Plane when you try to fly to the moon. I'm going to be in the outside view kind of a lot probably because I guess the light is on in here. It doesn't look too bad. I got the... If you go into view here, you can go to aviation flashlight and it gets this like little red glow, but I do have the lights on. Clickable regions look ridiculous. Let's get those out of here. And just point it towards the moon. So I have some theories on how this could go. I think that the skybox in the simulator is probably scaled, I would think, maybe. So if the closer you get to it, it looks like it's exactly the same. Okay, so now we are out of fuel, so let's be doing this a couple of times. And there we go. Okay. And we're back. So yeah, I think that what's probably going to happen is the moon is not going to get any bigger, even if we get to a decent percentage of the distance to it. That's what I'm going to guess, but I could be wrong. Could be totally wrong, and it could be physical object. Why is it doing that? We're not going slow, I guarantee you. We're not going slow. We're going Mach 6. So yeah, we're not going slow. The other thing we're going to be relying on here is the little mini map. And that number right there. So that is 230,000 feet. We've got a long way to go. Now, if you did watch my 5 million feet video, it gets up there pretty quick. It kind of is like an exponential thing where once you get into essentially space, which is where we are now, I don't know if you can see the Earth from here. I don't think so. Let's go outside. Oh, yeah, there. More glitches. Yeah, the Earth just looks like a big freaking blob. That looks actually pretty stupid. Okay, customize. Fuel. Light 'em up. There we go. I forgot what I was saying. Yeah, so the further you get into space, it seems like the more exponential the climb rate is, basically. So that's, I don't know. We'll see if that maintains the higher you get, because I got to 5 million, it was climbing at a crazy rate, and at some point I had to come back down. This one is a little bit different because I am not planning on coming back down. And just see what happens. This could be a bust. I could get to 5 million feet, and it could take 20 minutes, and it could not go anywhere or look any different. Or I could blow right past 5 million and go to, I don't know. I mean, even 100 million is a tenth of the distance, so I don't think this is going to do much, but it's worth trying, right? And we're definitely going to try. Okay, so while we're doing this, where's my jet? Oh, did it already just pooped out? Tank, boom, boom. While we're doing this, I guess we can just kind of hang out. How fast are we going? 9,000 knots. That's quick. Where are we actually? Oh shoot. I did not mean to do that. That was a whoops. There's the moon. Okay. 9,000 knots is quite fast. 9,600 knots. I almost said that looks actually like it's closer. Man, it might be close. We might actually get to see some kind of graphical. It might just be like a wallpaper at some point in the sky, but we might get there. I feel like it's getting bigger. Guess a little update on what I got going on. I am still in the middle of a move. So once I get moved into a place and set up, I'll be able to start making some more videos. I'm going to try to make as many and just have some ready to go. In the meantime, it might be a while before I am all set up and ready to ready to go again. Hopefully it won't be too long. Are you serious? What does that say? Rick Husband, Amarillo International Information. What is that? How am I getting an ATIS report at what altitude? How high am I? Geez, a lot. What is that? 2 million feet? This is a 2 million foot ATIS going 13,000 knots. Yeah, I think we might be. Let's just turn those a little bit. That's pretty goofy. 14,000 knots. Yep. Add a juice. Refuel. Now you guys have the look at the altitude. We're at a bit of a climb rate here, apparently. You guys have the ability to jump ahead and skip to the end and see if I actually do this. I don't, unfortunately. I have to actually wait and do this for real and see what happens. But the moon is jumping around. It looks interesting. So there's some stars that are kind of passing through it a little bit. It's bouncing around. I'm genuinely curious what is what's going to happen here. There is the big amorphous blob. That looks pretty cool. That definitely looks cool. Looks like 2001 Space Odyssey or something. I really can't tell if this is doing anything or not. It's definitely moving, and it is bouncing around like it might be like that, a little bump. It might be a separate physical object. So we're at 3.7 million feet, going almost 17,000 knots. So that's pretty quick. Might be coming up to my personal record here pretty quick. Have a little sip of my whiskey here. That is my beverage service. It's a good looking cockpit they have here, just not very functional, which is totally understandable, but it does look nice. Let's see, check on the progress. There's 5 million. Okay, so there's my record, and we're going 18,000 knots in climbing. So yeah, this definitely is kind of exponential. That altimeter is hilarious. Look at that. Jeez. Just watching the fuel quantity tick down. Should be shutting off here any second. Yep. It's kind of funny how the head animates kind of moving forward like it's slowing down. Slowing down from 18,000 knots. That's insane. Where we're over. Okay, coming up on 20,000 knots. That's impressive. 6.4 million feet above sea level, which is nice. As opposed to 6.4 million feet above terrain. Yeah, I don't know. That moon does not look like it's doing too much out there. I haven't really determined what a good, like, abort distance is. Jeez, that looks pretty sweet. Whoa. That doesn't look sweet. That looks sweet. That might look the East Coast a little bit. Maybe. More fuel already? Yeah, that was the East Coast. God, that's hilarious. We just took off from Edwards Air Force Base. 8.7 million miles. No, sorry, not miles. Million feet. And there is 22,000 knots. So that's absolutely ridiculous. Okay, so it's two. Let's do some math. It's not 2 billion. It's 1.2 billion. 1.2 billion feet. So how am I going to figure that out? So 1.2. That's not going to help me. 1.2 billion divided by 10 million. So it's 121. So 10 million feet is, I gotta go 120 times further in order to get there. So no wonder it takes the astronauts days to do this. That's actually kind of discouraging. Well, I mean, this is like insanely crazy distances. Okay, so there's 12 million. So that jumped up quite a bit. 25,000 miles per hour. So that might be the saving grace here, is we're actually accelerating. Actually accelerating right now. So 20, so what I do, 120 is 120 times further at 10,000 feet. 60 times? I mean, we might, If this keeps accelerating up, that would be nice. Because then we'll just keep getting closer and closer and closer. Let's keep an eye on this. So there's 15 million. And we're at 27,000 knots and climbing. And I was just going to check to see where we're at fuel-wise. Done and done. I was asked to do this in a Blackbird, but I haven't tried it yet, but I'm not very confident with that because the Blackbird is an actual jet engine and this is a rocket. So this does not need atmosphere in order to run. And I don't know if the SR-71 has any kind of physics built into it where it won't be able to actually produce thrust not in atmosphere. And the Earth is very small. That's really cool and also really creepy. Where is the thing? Is it right there? It's like it's supposed to be orbiting around the plane, and I cannot see it. I think it is like totally broken because there's the... Oh. There it is. Is that Greenland out there? Yeah, I think that's Greenland and that's Iceland right there. So what you're saying is we're pretty high. Yeah, tank, done. Yeah, that's Greenland and Iceland. That's crazy. And that must be... Yeah, there's Greenland, Iceland. There is the UK. And there is Spain. Oh my god, that's cool. Spain, Portugal, freaking Africa. That's awesome. That is really cool. Let's see what we're doing now. 31,000 knots, and we are at 22 million. So yeah, it is exponential. It's just gonna keep accelerating. Wow. Look at the size of that number, 23 million feet. 32,000 knots. Good Lord. That's really cool. Moon is still jumping around. And that is still Greenland and Iceland. Fuel, move it up, done, apply. Altimeter. Give it a break. $25, 26 million, 34,000 knots. 34,000 knots. Let's find out what... Let's do a little Googling here. And let's speed of Apollo spacecraft. So the speed for Apollo 10 is 24,791 miles an hour during the return from the moon. So 24,000 miles an hour. Okay, 24,000. So what is 24,000 miles per hour in knots? 20,000 knots. Okay. So 20,000 knots. And what are we doing here? 37,000 knots. Okay, so we're quickly approaching double the speed of the Apollo 10 spacecraft. That is absurd. There is the Earth. There's planet Earth. And this is the camera losing its damn mind. Again. You just gotta zoom out further, yeah. That is Europe. That is the entirety of Europe, including Great Britain. Holy cow. It's struggling right now. So there's Europe. Okay, now where's the moon at? There's Mr. Moon. Let's check it again. 36 million, and we're coming up on 40,000 knots. It's just going to keep going. It's going to keep accelerating. Forty thousand knots. Are you kidding me? Just cruising over the Atlantic. Okay, we're gonna be coming up on 40 million feet really quick. So let's do some math again real quick and just see what kind of percentage here. So if we make 10 million 40 million, okay, there's 2 billion divided by 50. So we're 50 50 times further to the moon. So we went from 120 to 50 really quick. And that's a function of the extreme acceleration. So there's 43,000 knots, and we're at 43 million miles up. Feet. 43 million feet up. That's still pretty high. God, that's super cool. Well, what else can I tell you while we're up here flying through space? Um, yeah, I took another job offer. Very excited about that. It is in the computer industry, actually, so I am extra excited about that. Maybe get some upgrades to the rig here. Let's see what else. Moving, actually, like physically driving down in a couple of days. So excited for that, but also not very excited. I got to find a couple of good audiobooks to help pass the time. I have done this drive many times. Not many times. I mean, I guess relatively speaking. I drove from Southern California up to Seattle, Seattle back down, and that was in the span of probably 4 months, I want to say. And that was actually the first time um, my wife and I, my now wife, then just girlfriend, that was like our first date, basically, was driving 1,200 miles down the West Coast. And then about 11 years later, I drove one car from Southern California to Seattle, flew down to Southern California, and drove the other car up a few days later. So that was exhausting. And then now I will be doing that same thing in reverse. So Seattle down to Southern California, and then fly back up, take the other car, drive that one down. And then we're having the third car shipped. So I don't have to do it a third time. Thank God. I'm going to try to catch this fuel before it runs out and ruins our momentum. I think that might... Well, maybe. I don't know. Might not make any difference, but at least give it a shot. So yeah, definitely excited for the move and excited to be back down there, excited for friends, all my restaurants and stores and walks and all that stuff. Moving is so stressful. It's not fun, even if it's a good, positive move. It still takes a lot. It takes a lot of effort, a lot of energy, a lot of stress. So not necessarily excited about that, but it is a necessary evil sometimes. And that's really all of Europe. Are you kidding me? That looks so crazy. I don't know. What do you guys think? If anyone's actually watching at this point, thank you. Like, thank you so much for sticking with me on this. There's been dead air. There's been rambling. There's been pauses for drinking whiskey. But this is super cool. And might be a nice thumbnail. That looks like a pretty nice thumbnail to me. What do you think? Like that? I think we need a little bit more plain. Let's see if we can rotate it a little bit. Totally not possible to be able to have any kind of control of the plane at this altitude. Yeah, like maybe right there. Thumbnail right there. Just kind of crop it like that. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. We might get something extra fun coming up here. Like a moon landing. I'd say that's probably not very possible. 54,000 knots, 70 million feet. So we're almost a tenth of the way there. 100 million feet is about a tenth of the way there. A tenth of the way there while still still accelerating too. That's another important thing important distinction is that we are getting faster and faster. $55,000. I don't know. What do you think, guys? I mean, this is pretty close. It feels like it's getting a lot closer. I mean, that is pixelated like crazy. It's really hard to tell what they got going on here. That is definitely closer, though. There's no question that is actually closer. Because here's all the way zoomed out. And there is no way we were getting that close before. And look at the freakouts that are happening. Yeah, look at this is. We might be reaching the absolute peak of what's even possible. There's the Earth. First of all, so we're pretty far away. Good God, look at that! Are you freaking kidding me? When I want to know when this thing is going to actually break, because that is like silly how high we are. Caught that just in time. Like for real. Yeah, it's not. It is not very happy at the moment. Let's get it straightened out a little bit. So it at least looks like a plane. Ooh, that might be a thumbnail right there. Now I gotta find the freaking moon again. Where are you at, moon? Oh, there you are. There you are. Come on back, moon. Come on back, moon. There you go, buddy. There you go. There you go. All right, let's check how fast we're going here. We're going in a very different direction. That's interesting. We are coming up on 100 million feet and we've passed 60,000 knots. Oh my God. That is super funny. Some more fuel. Okay, so let me say it again, in case anyone skipped over the part where I said it before, but if you're still watching this, thank you. If you've subscribed to my channel, thank you. If you have thumbs up or commented on any video, thank you. It means a ton to me. This is so much fun. I have these. I want to learn how to fly, and I am working on my private pilot's license. But this kind of stuff is really fun to do, and it's fun to share it with you guys. Otherwise, I'd just be doing this and saying, "Hey, did you see that?" And no one would be there. Um, and the fact that you guys subscribe and are interested enough and like the videos enough to come back and want to know when they're going to be posted again is super cool. So thank you, thank you, thank you. There's the sun. Sunrise. Where's that sunrise at? Oh, there it is. I think, where's the sun? Okay, there is the sun. There is the planet Earth. I have actually no concept of time right now. I have no idea how long this is going to be. It seems like the higher I get, the further I have to zoom out in order to actually get the plane in here. Look, there we go. God, look at that. That is too funny. Yeah, so if I move in closer, so it disappears right there. That's as close as it gets. More fuel. That's super crazy. Moon is still there. We had 100,000. Yeah, we're at 110, and we're at 67,000 knots. I mean, at some point, it's gonna hit a speed where it's just gonna like get there, or at least be like half of the way there. And at that point, if it hasn't gotten any bigger, then for sure it's just wallpaper that basically gets smaller and smaller. So that is as close as it will go. That's pretty... I think we're getting closer. Man. Oh boy. What is happening with this window? What is that situation? Is it just like totally iced over? Why is that window screwed up and that one is not? I don't know. That's a question for another time. Okay. Some more fuel in here. Okay, if anyone is actually listening to this portion right now, comment below. Let me know that you've actually watched either up to this portion or even if you've skipped ahead and are hearing me say this right now. Comment below. Anything. Say I'm still here. Do that. Say I'm still here. If you're listening to me right now, in the comment section, I want you to type, I'm still here. Let's see how many people are actually listening. If you're listening to this, if you're watching this and hearing me say this right now, and you scroll to the comment section and nobody has said, I am still here, congratulations, you're the only person that is still here. And I think that's probably the most likely scenario, is that you, the person that's watching this right now, you are the only one here and the only one listening to this ever. That is probably the case. I really feel like sticking this out. It's gonna be a freaking 3-hour video. And you get to a point where you've like gotten so far with something that you just have to keep going. You've invested too much time already. And it's almost like we're not even moving at this point too. It's like we're heading straight up. I don't think I'm moving relative to the Earth's surface. So there's 136 million miles and 74,000 knots. And it's still going up. That's the crazy part, is this is only going to start rising faster. And I theoretically could type in an altitude here. I'm afraid to do that though. I'm afraid that if I put in an altitude, it's going to like totally screw everything up. Getting close on the fuel quantity. $76,000. That is absolutely outrageous. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what else to say, guys. We're in this for the long haul. We've looked around the cockpit. We've looked at the Earth. We're checking, coming up on 150 million feet. I guess we can probably pop outside and take a look at the Earth, the ever-shrinking planet Earth. That's crazy. What a crazy simulator. It's kind of cool, the sunrise discoloration. Greenland kind of gets awkwardly chopped off there. There's Scandinavia, Sweden, Norway, Denmark. That's pretty cool. And like the majority of Africa. It's handling it so far. More fuel. Rocket fuel aplenty. What is the damage now? 160, 80,000 knots. That's aggressive. Still haven't really budged too much. Oh man. Okay, I don't know. What happens if I change this to a 9. 1, let's go 2, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Nope. Screwed it up. Still going super fast, but damn it. I freaking knew it. I knew as soon as I tire blown. What just happened? This does not look like the moon. What is happening? What is happening right now? What is happening? What is going on? No, I want to go to 2 million feet. Won't let you do it. Will not let you do it. 100,000. That's all you get. Well, I mean, we made it to 160,000 feet. I would say that is pretty successful. 160,000 feet. Jeez. 160 million feet and 80,000 knots. I don't know. I don't know what else you can do at that point. That was pretty intense. Yeah. Well, that's it. I mean, I don't know if that answers the question, can you fly to the moon? I think it answers the question that it will take a very long time if you can. I made it a 10th of the way in this amount of time. So, you exceeded, yeah. Yeah, let's maybe do one of these guys. Might as well. Get some fuel. And of course, it's... What did I do? I just clicked all systems and I loaded it with fuel. Why is it loading? Tell me. Tell me why. Tell me why. And it's gonna be like totally freaking jammed up. Alright, well, the last time I did this I broke the game and it completely crashed. This time it didn't actually crash, but it apparently broke the game in a couple of ways. So, I don't know. Anticlimactic, I think, to say the least. It's actually doing something now and it's just restarting. Great. Yeah, let's just... Get out of here, B-52. You jerk. You big jerk. Where are you going, bro? What the hell is that guy doing? Good luck with that. Alright, well, I guess this is a fitting way to end this. It's the X-15 all by itself. Edwards Air Force Base, looking really sad that it didn't go to the moon. Anyway, guys, thank you for sticking with me. If you have, please comment. I'm still here. I would love to know how many people actually watch this. I'll be able to check the analytics, but it won't tell me who actually stayed. So if any of you are actually still here, I would love to hear from you. Again, guys, thank you for watching, and if you've got any other suggestions, comment section below, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, all that typical YouTube stuff. And I'll see you next time. Peace out.